All praise and adoration are due to Allah, the exceedingly merciful and benevolently beneficent, the exalted and the most high, who in his grace granted us by ushering the month of Ramadan, the month of fasting and standing, and showing unto us a lot of grace beyond counting and enumeration. We thank Him the Most High, for He is the one who deserves all thanks, the Most Exalted. I bear witness and testify that Allah is the one who deserves true worship, and I bear witness that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the best who fasted, the best who stood in prayer, and the best who supplicated unto Allah Ta'ala. May Allah continue to show unto our noble prophets, our dear prophet, our leader, our beloved prophet, the most distinguished among Allah's servants, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah continue to show His benedictions upon him, his household, his companions, and all those who in righteousness emulate them. May Allah make us be among them. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the theme of our sermon today centers thus: Ramadan fasting, a cure and remedy to the catastrophes Muslims suffer from. Brothers, beloved believing brothers and fasting brothers, I, from the bottom of my heart, congratulate each and every one of you for having received from Allah Ta'ala once again another spiritual year of the fasting of the month of Ramadan, in which the glorious Quran was revealed as guidance to mankind, and an enunciation and explanation of this guidance which separates the chaff from the grain, which separates the good from the bad. Allah Ta'ala revealed the glorious Quran for this reason. Indeed, this act of worship is so great that no aspect of worship is equal to this very important aspect of worship, because it is a special school of faith, the Iman, and a special training school for the spiritual upliftment of the Muslims who profess the kalima of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. A very formidable, a very strong, a very rugged institution through which, if you benefit, you become a new life again, a new person again, because you've undergone through the courses in this very important spiritual institute which Allah Ta'ala granted us. It is also a cure and remedy against the diseases of poverty, of ignorance, of hunger, of disintegration, of intended squabbles, which we should have not engulfed ourselves into trivialities and the treachery and wickedness of those who are wicked against Islam and the Muslims. It is also a cure against the laxity and lackadaisical attitude of parents against the good upbringing of their own children, forsaking this very important charity that was supposed to bequeath to our children, as it is said, charity begins at home. When parents have become lackadaisical, when they become so lax that their job is only to bring children into the world, which in the end becomes a disease, becomes a problem. Therefore, having to really fast and really benefit from it is a cure to this disease. It's also a cure against this incessant drug abuse among the Muslim youth. La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. By last year's statistics, in Kano alone, more than 3 million bottles of tramadol and coffee are consumed. That was last year. That was last year. And if you add Kano, Katsina, Jigawa and so on, you are talking about dozens of millions. La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is why we are on a time bomb. On a time bomb. Maybe you have had one of the richest African Nigerian whom was quoted to have said while in a meeting in Kano that the Emir was talking about how they can rebuild the old antiquity walls of Kano. But he went out of that thinking to look the other way around about insecurity. He said, I tell you, by 2020 something, he said, I swear in the name of God, all of us will not be able to come out from our houses in Kano. Because you can't come. Today, you see a big hive of youths, all of them drunk, and is to lynch you and to kill you. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Therefore, we should really use this institution by having to correct these anomalies and the misnomer we are passing through. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel wa inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Tomorrow morning I will be a guest at the NTO Kano Ramadan lecture. Is about the drugs, talking about it, drug abuse and the Islamic solution. This is it. We have been talking and we have been talking. I hosted General Buba Marwa, the former governor of Lagos State, on the presidential committee that was struck. I said the only thing is that death penalty should be suggested to the government on drug barrels. Because he could see that because of the up and doing of the Comptroller General of Customs, when a consignment of about $300 million tramadol was brought into this country. And not to anywhere but to the northern part of the country. You must have maybe had in the BBC, Adi Konzamani, talking about women, the way women are engaged in drug abuse. Not only the young, the old, everybody, la ilaha illallah. So we are dead before we fall into the graves. Wallahi, we must really stand in this northern part of the country. And Allah knows who top the list of criminality of producing drugs and importing it into the country. We know that. And until the government works. And I think it was throughout the internet while I spoke to that presidential committee that nothing less than death penalty is acceptable for those who destroy our young ones. It's only in Nigeria that we'll be able to do this. Destroying the future of a country and you're going scot-free. 300 million. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. And in this month of Ramadan, in which Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala revealed the glorious Quran, which has become incumbent upon each and every one of us to read it continuously, and not only reading it, but to ponder and contemplate over the lessons embedded therein, and to put it as your own guide in your own actions. In your own actions, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has made the remedy of these elements we have mentioned, as he said in the glorious Quran, "O mankind, indeed an exhortation, a warning and a teaching have come to you, which are but remedy and cure to whatever psycho-complex kind of diseases, of worries, of tension, of stress, of whatever feeling of wickedness, feeling of whatever form of negative attitude. Allah has revealed a cure of it in the glorious Quran. It is a guidance and a compassion unto the mankind. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says again, indeed we revealed in the Quran what is a cure and a compassion to the believers. And tell them, O Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for those who believe, Quran is a guidance and a cure. Brothers and sisters in Islam, one of the most fundamental and one of the most fundamental objective upon which Allah Ta'ala legislated these aspects of fasting is for us to obtain taqwa, piety, to be conscious of Allah, to be up and doing, to know who we are, what is our relationship with our Lord, what is the relationship with the creatures of our Lord, relationship with the family, with the neighborhood, with my business, with my work. How do I relate? How do I fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala? This is it. Taqwa is for you to have piety. How beautiful is piety and righteousness? And who can tell you what piety is? Piety is the congregation of all goodness. It is the door to all goodness. Piety is the relief to whatever grief one is passing through, and it is the means through which the evil of the evil ones are done away with, and it is but a cure to all ailments, the fear of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Elsewhere, therefore, if you are asked, what is the fear of Allah? Is the congregation of all goodness. It is the door to all things that are good, valuable and acceptable before Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Elsewhere, the fear of Allah has been defined to be performing, conducting your life in accordance to obedience to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, based on the divine light Allah revealed in the glorious Quran, and seeking the reward from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, and forsaking going contrary to the dictates of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, based on the revealed light in the glorious Quran, and fearing the punishment of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Second segment. Third segment, elsewhere it is said, according to Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu, that taqwa, piety, consciousness of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is to fear the Most High Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Fearing in love of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, and putting into practice the revelation of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, and being contented with the little Allah has given you. Never you suffer the psychological complex of immorality, of desperation, that because one has this and this, I must have it by hook or crook. No, you have to have contentment, and if you are contented and you continue to be hardworking and be hardworking, Allah can give you what He decides for you, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. and finally making preparations for the day one will meet Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Brothers and sisters in Islam, with fear of Allah and patience, a Muslim gets victory over the treachery of the treacherous, the evil of all those who are evil. Allah says, if you patiently persevere and fear Allah, their evil plot will never overtake you. This is one. For you, it is through piety, fear of Allah, and patience, you now obtain the spiritual high resolution in your own life, that you become a person of high ideas, high resolution. Allah says, if you patiently persevere and fear of Allah, that is the highest level of resolution one can reach. Furthermore, brothers and sisters in Islam, it is through fear of Allah and patience, fear of Allah, through fear of Allah, one becomes victorious, as Allah says, and fear Allah so that you become victorious. It is through it you get the custodianship of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, and Allah will persevere you, will remove from you whatever psychological pains of tension, problems, bad thoughts, and so on, sleepless nights. Allah says, alas, indeed, those who receive the custodianship of Allah are those they suffer no pains, no grief. They are who? They are those who believe in Allah and are righteous. Brothers and sisters in Islam, through fear of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, you receive relief from all difficulties. And that is another source of having to have riches from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Fear of Allah gets you the position of having to have things easy, and Allah expiates all your shortcomings. The way Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, whoever fears Allah, Allah provides for him the way out and brings to his doorstep riches from sources he never had thought. Whoever fears Allah, Allah makes his affairs easy. Whoever fears Allah, Allah expiates his shortcomings, and Allah makes greatest reward. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala grant us this spiritual quality of piety. May Allah make us be among those who truly and truly fast the way it is acceptable to Allah. May Allah make us be among those who recite the Quran and stand in adoration in our prayer. Oh Allah, we ask you in your beautiful names and attributes. Ya Allah, we are in trouble and problem in this country. Insecurity, brigandage, armed robbery, kidnapping, economic downturn, poverty, disease, sickness. Ya Allah, we have no power, we have nowhere to go but to come to you and complain to you. Ya Allah, we are complaining to you in humility. Allah relieve us of this. Jumma ya Rabbal Alameen. Allah answer our prayers. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Alhamdulillah.